The following project is part of a joint research effort by KU Leuven and the Optentia Research Focus Area and is funded by the Flemish Inter-University Board.
A community in crisis, that is how they react. They turn on each other. They are really fighting for the last resources.
You got to do everything to counter this issue because, well, it's so devastating for society.
The township community is a community in crisis. They said Ubuntu is dead. There's no Ubuntu. But if we can have more individuals like these entrepreneurs, then the township space can also move forward.
Psychological well-being and re-employment remains high on the agenda for professionals assisting the unemployed. The Qhubekela Phambili project is part of a joint research effort by KU Leuven in Belgium and the Optentia Research Focus Area. Qhubekela Phambili is a Zulu phrase meaning moving forward, and that is exactly what the project aims to do.
We surveyed 3 groups of unemployed people in 2 different provinces in South Africa, and what was most significant from those findings are that the majority of the unemployed are either desperate or discouraged job seekers. When we intervene, we would need to look at the implications that it has also from an economic point of view, so not only from a psychological point of view but also from an economic point of view.
Psychological interventions are important not only to ensure well-being, but also to ensure that the unemployed remain responsive to opportunities. This is especially important in countries with a high unemployment rate. Yet in South Africa, these interventions are lacking. Roland Blanc is an expert in clinical psychology and occupational health at Tilburg University in the Netherlands. He recently met with research colleagues at Optentia to share some of his perspectives on unemployment.
Usually we think of distance to the labor market as a kind of an asset for the individual, but that's not per se correct. A distance to the labor market, of course, has to do with competencies, with skills, etc. on the individual side. And the disabilities or the other hindrances people experience. But it's also distance is always from 2 points, so there's also the employer. The employer's got the jobs, he's hiring or not hiring people. So distance to the labor market is a two-sided issue. There are several elements, of course, but the main issue is to enhance people's self-efficacy.
The unemployed and the entrepreneur, the informal entrepreneur, the mindset differed completely. We found that the informal entrepreneur were very much autonomous. They absolutely was so positive, and then what was very interesting is the altruistic nature that they had. The main goal of having a little business was not to get rich or to just see for themselves. It was absolutely I want to grow my business so that I can employ more people.
The project aims to assist unemployed individuals by enhancing their self-esteem, providing the social skills necessary for networking and interacting with potential employers, but also to inoculate them against the setbacks that are part of the job search journey.
When we deal with the unemployment people, or when we try and facilitate them back into employment, we would need to keep in mind that they are faced by barriers, or perhaps perceived barriers, and we would need to help them to address these perceived barriers.
The project has a number of key components. Social and behavioral support, where trainers express empathy for the concerns and feelings of the group and encourage their coping efforts. Referent power, where trainers build trust and reduce social distance by offering participants unconditional positive regard and specific positive feedback. Inoculation against setbacks. Here, participants identify possible barriers and challenges they may encounter. Together, they generate possible behavioral or cognitive solutions to overcome these challenges. And finally, active learning. The entire learning process is active and rests on participants using their acquired knowledge and skills.
The best is that it stands on two legs, and it is I will and I can. And I think those two things is, if we can sort of instill that mindset that I will and I can, that will be super.
Focus on the employer side as well. How to do it, not on subsidies, but how they can gain their business and still hire more people so that they can grow.